Testing. Okay. Good morning. My name is Chris Caius. I'm chairman of the Administration Committee for Kane County. I'd like to call this meeting to order Wednesday, November 10th, 2021 at, what the heck time is it? 10:47. Can we have roll call, please?
Herman here.
Davist. Ford.
Present.
Bras.
Here.
Gums.
Gums here.
Pirog. Here. Pepro. Caius.
Caius present.
You have a quorum.
We have a quorum. May I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from October 13th, 2021?
Fries moves.
Froz move.
Davis here in second.
Next time, Mark.
Okay, well, that's what I get for getting a cup of coffee.
All righty. Any discussion, changes? Roll call, please.
Herman, yes.
Davist.
Davis, yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Bras.
Yes.
Gums.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Caius.
Caius, yes.
Yes.
And that was, we're still deferring the September.
September has to be deferred. It wasn't on.
That's fine. Also, for note, in case somebody's paying attention, they, or notice there is a, we're still deferring the September minutes. Okay, financial reports. Is there any financial reports? Okay, we have the financial reports attached. Is there any public comment? Yes, sir. Did I have, do we have, are you signed up? I know you signed up for.
There was no sheet ever supplied.
Sure, just go ahead and I know you mentioned your name before, but go ahead and tell us who you are and.
Good morning, I'm Bob McQuillan, and I reside in Batavia. I want to make sure that everyone knows that I'm a taxpayer asking for answers to my questions. I believe that every taxpayer has that right. According to your agenda, your committee is responsible for reviewing P-card usage on a monthly basis. How could payments have been made to DeVry University without being questioned? This committee has the responsibility to explain to the taxpayers how this happened, even though I know it was a few years ago and some of you may not have been on this committee. Your silence leads to all types of rumors. The answer that I wasn't, I'm sorry. The answer that I was not supplied by the board isn't good enough. If money was misappropriated, it needs to be paid back. And all the research I have done on the policy for tuition reimbursement, several of the policies were violated, even though the board chairwoman and the state's attorney have publicly announced that no policies were violated or no criminal activity was done. This doesn't make sense to me. And somewhere along the line, I would like it answered, and I will continue to ask questions until they are answered. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McQuillan. Okay, is there anyone else online or in the hall? Okay, thank you. Moving on to number 5, facilities management, or actually, with the indulgence of the committee, I'd like to move resolution item F in section 5 up so that we can have comments if necessary by our coroner, Rob Russell, during this resolution. So we'll address that right now if that's okay with everybody on the committee. and then we'll proceed with the rest of the agenda. Is that okay? Okay, so Resolution F is amending the fiscal year 2021 building management budget. And I'm going to ask for Mr. Allen to comment, please.
Yes, real briefly, and I do believe Coroner Russell is on Zoom and can answer some further questions. But so the multipurpose building was built and designed to have an X-ray machine in it. However, it could not be afforded at the time of the design and contract. I'm in a outstanding position right now, or I have a little bit of remaining funds left and cash on hand, where I would offer to purchase this for the county. And then Coroner Russell can speak to the return on investment for the county and the uses.
Okay. Are you on, Rob?
I am. Can you hear me?
I certainly can. You have, can you go ahead and address us, please?
Sure, absolutely. The X-ray is something that's very vital to the my job, actually.
I'm sorry, Rob, hang on. Rob, hang on just a second. Can you
Yeah.
get a little closer to the mic, maybe? I'm having a little difficulty hearing you. Or something.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
I think that's a little better.
Okay, sorry. X-ray is something that is
There you go.
it's a 19th century invention that, obviously is very useful in looking inside the body. Something that we use many times in our investigations. So we had all of the coroner's offices across, that are our size or larger, all have X-ray. That includes DuPage County, that includes Kankakee County, that includes Will County. We never have had our own X-ray machine. The return on investment of X-rays cost us. We have right now, currently we utilize hospitals to do that, but they do charge us. So in the past, about 10 years ago, they didn't used to charge us, but then they started charging us for obvious reasons. And that charge per decedent is about $1,500 to $2,000 per body, depending on how many images are taken and whatnot. So the return on investment for the one that we're looking for right now, the building has been built, has a room to house it. It's all ready to go. Would be about a 3 to 5 year return on investment. I think that's not only is it a good logistical purchase, but it's also a good business purchase. So if anybody has any questions on that, I'd be happy to answer.
Okay, well, first of all, I'll ask for a motion.
Fraz moves.
Froz moves. Ford seconds. And then we will open it for discussion. Any questions? Mr. Martin?
What's the lifespan of an X-ray machine?
Oh, several tens of years. There will be.
No, how long do they
35.
last?
Well, like I said, several tens of years, probably 10,
Decades.
15, 20 years, something like that. Kankakee County just upgraded theirs. They've had theirs for 15 years. So they sold the old one and then they upgraded it. So it's a like I said, 15 years or so.
Okay, and I had a second question that you indicate that we're going to have a 3 to 5 year earn back or whatever. What from another perspective, how much money do we spend a year on X-rays? Am I to assume we spend
Well, it's inside the forensic. It's inside the forensic expense. So it's let's see. So if I said 5 years, if we took 5 years, it averages 20 to 30,000 a year.
Okay, thank you.
This is-
Okay, that math works.
Okay. Mr. Froz? You have a question or
Yeah,
comment?
just a little bit of background on this. This X-ray machine's always been kind of a weak link in the coroner's operations. Again, as Rob said, they have to transport a body to the hospital, have it X-rayed, load it back up and bring it to their facility. And, for example, when we had the unfortunate mass shooting in Aurora, they had 6 patients that night that they had to do that with. So when we were building the new building, working on the budget, there's a process called value engineering. We were under some pretty strong budget pressure to keep the cost down. So essentially, we took out anything that was not bolted down and put that under the category of equipment that could be purchased later. So if you go to the coroner's office right now, there's a room right off the morgue area. It's all pre-wired, ready to go, waiting for this to happen. And during the value engineering process, the plan was that, let's make the spot for it, be ready for it, and we'll find money in the budget sometime in the future. And that's what today is.
So within 3 to 5 years, we'll be essentially making money on it or.
Yeah,
it'll
saving
be
money.
Out of
Yeah,
water.
Yeah, hopefully a three to 4
Looks like 6 years. If it's 20,000 a year cost, it's about 6 years. But if the machine is going to be lasting approximately 15 years, so that would be 9 years.
Gums, I have a question.
Okay, Madam Guns?
Is this just like an analog X-ray machine, or is this a special X-ray machine, just so I can get an idea of lifespan?
Yeah, it's a digital X-ray machine.
Thank you.
So I guess in real rough figures, you'd have a 5-year payback and then 10 years of
Of-
gravy.
Yeah, well, so to speak.
Davis, to the question.
Water. Yes, Mr. Davis?
As we move forward with this, and Drew, thank you for reminding everybody about the fact that we had it in the list and built the space for it. Should we talk about budgeting the anticipated funds that it will generate in years 7 through 15 towards its own replacement?
We don't budget out that far yet. So I mean, we'd be looking at about 5
I'm just
years. And there is
the idea that we have language that relates to it. We pave the way for the way to pay for the next one. I'm just saying it wouldn't hurt to be prepared.
I would say maybe with as the resolution moves forward to, I assume finance and then exec and full county board, the coroner could work to put language in the resolution explaining the lifespan and payback. And I imagine there's even opportunities where the coroner might want to set some fees if somebody else wants to bring in a patient to our facility in the future. But that could all be put into the resolution as it moves forward from here.
Absolutely.
Gums, I have one more question.
Yes, Ms. Guns?
And it fleeted out of my mind. Come back to me. Oh, I found it
Happens to me
again.
all
I
the
found it
time.
again. I found it
Yes.
again.
Hit the button.
What is the what is the maintenance on such a thing? Is there like an annual maintenance thing, and is that included in our analysis?
Yes, if I may, this is Chris. I can speak to this, Rob. I have the proposal from GE here, and there is a service maintenance portion involved in this purchase.
Thank you.
How much?
Hold on, let me break this down.
Now you got our interest.
The price includes all the training as well. I found out that through Kankakee County that, typically if you have an X-ray, you have to have an X-ray technician run the machine, which would be an additional expense. But come to find out that if you have, you don't have to be X-ray technician to X-ray a dead body. So that, that saves us a ton. Otherwise, we'd be another employee or whatever. So
When is it
Once-
appropriate to call the question? Mr. Chairman,
There's
I'm
no
sorry,
complaint
Mr.
department either.
when is it appropriate to call the question?
Anytime. Okay. Any other discussions pertinent? Thank you. Can we have roll call, please?
Berman,
What is the motion?
For amending the building management budget. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Budget
was
for,
it.
it's item F
Item
under,
F on the agenda,
under section 5.
amending the FY 2021 building management budget.
Yes. Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford, Ross,
Yes.
Gums,
Comes, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Pius.
Caius, yes.
Passes.
Thank you. Motion passes. The chair.
One other question for the coroner while we have him.
Certainly. Are you
Sure,
on,
go ahead.
Mr. Russell?
Rob, associated but unrelated, maybe, any progress in the discussions that we've had before about having a lab, being able to, host a lab in our facility? I know it's something that we've talked about for many, many months. Any progress on that?
Yes.
Where do we stand?
Yes, I have two individuals, two scientists that are talking, trying to figure out, working together and collaborating. One is Mr. Ruppel. It was in the paper, and then I also have one that's, she's a instructor at Illinois Benedictine University, and but she also is a lab worker person. So we're trying to put together some kind of responsible, type of proposal that, you all can look at, that hopefully we can get it to a point to where it makes sense and we can generate some income.
Great, thank you. Discussion for another day. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
You're right. Unrelated. Okay.
So I understand my work now is to work with Coroner Russell and update the resolution to hold those factors.
That's what we voted on, right?
Yes.
Whatever that resolution says. I seem to have lost it on my
Okay.
computer here.
Mr. Russell, I'll be in contact with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Excuse me.
Yes, thanks,
If I may, we
Yes,
were having
Madam Chairman.
sideways conversations about this. Thank you. Training would come out of Rob Russell's budget, correct?
Yes, it's in this proposal.
Okay, we would pay for the purchase, the county board. Future training would come through his budget for
Correct.
this machine. And,
Anything past this point is Mr. Russell's responsibility.
okay, very good, thank
I'll
you.
plug it in and it's his.
Okay. Thank you.
I think I heard him say that the training was included
It is.
with the purchase,
With
at least the
purchase,
initial training, yeah. So
initial
then the
training,
rest
but
of it
there's
will
going to be
be
an annual training
so,
and
yeah.
certification that's going to be needed, it may be, continuing education in light of what conversation we just had.
That's my understanding. Okay, so let's then move back again to the top of the list here under capital projects update. And that would be you, Mr. Allen, if you'd like to update.
Yes,
please.
sir. So I have 9 updates here. I'll move rather quickly. And of course, if anybody wants any clarification on anything, we can drill into that as we go along. So first, the JJC courtroom renovations and expansion project is in progress. New communications tower is still in progress. Building A elevator modernization is going on right now. If you haven't noticed when you had to walk up the stairs. Geneva campus sanitary line, which is this campus, we're in progress, waiting on one more competitive quote. State's Attorney's office pit build out is expanded per her requirements, so we're still in progress. The Building A boiler tubes emergency purchase affidavit, we'll talk in depth on that resolution a little later this morning. The countywide RPZ or backflow preventers emergency purchase agreement, again, we'll talk about that later in this morning, is in progress. Building A sheriff's control room project is still in progress, and the master plans update is the space needs or assessment is near complete, and the building's assessments have started and we're in progress, so we're making good time on the master plan. Any particular questions on any of those?
Any questions for Mr. Allen? Okay, thank you much. Then we'll move on to the rest of our resolutions. Resolution B, authorizing a contract for Kane County HVAC mechanicals, maintenance and repair services. That would be, again, you, Mr. Allen.
Yeah, so that was a item that we put out for competitive bid. We received bids, and after an extensive review, we determined that Anchor would be the best fit for the county for its HVAC services.
Just pretty standard. Okay, can I have a motion and a second to
Martin moves.
Berman, second.
Martin and Berman? This is for authorization of a contract for Kane County HVAC mechanicals, maintenance and repair services with Anchor.
Yes, sir.
Any discussion, any questions? Mr. Ford?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just one. How many units do we actually have that need?
Well, the question is what type of units? So HVAC
yeah.
encompasses chillers, boilers, air handlers, all that stuff. For example, just on the sheriff's admin wing, we have 11 air handlers. So it's kind of, I could pull all that together, but off the top of my head, I just can't answer that.
All right, thank you. My point is going to be that it's amazing we can do this under one contract. That's,
It is.
yeah.
Okay. Then this is item B. May I have, let's see, we got the motion in a second. Then roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford, Bras,
Yes.
Gomes,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius.
Guys, yes.
Yeses.
Motion passes. Item C, resolution authorization of a contract for Kane County Building Automation Systems, BAS, and repair service with FE Moran. Mr. Allen?
Yes, this is similar to the HVAC. We put this out for competitive bid, and after review, it was determined that FE Moran would be the best fit for the county.
Simple,
Or
okay,
Building Automation Systems, BAS.
okay.
Or move.
Davis
Move.
moves. Or
Have a second?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Any
Second.
questions? Okay. Hearing none. Roll call,
Berman?
please.
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Bras,
Yes.
Gomes,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Caius.
Guys, yes.
Yeses.
Motion passes. Item D, authorization of a contract for Kane County 3rd Street Courthouse Electrical Upgrades Project.
Raz moves.
Well,
I
Braz
will
moves.
second.
Tom seconds. Mr. Allen?
Yes, so this is very similar to the resolution we brought the last go around in reference to Judicial Center Electrical. There's been a series of problems due to its age as well as catching up with modern technology needs. And I believe Mr. Naughton is here to speak similar to as Chief Judge did last month.
You want to speak to that, Doug?
I can.
Okay.
A little over a year ago, we brought a building engineer to take a look at the courthouse, the main electrical panels on that, and the first words that came out of his mouth was, "God, that's a beast." It's from the 40s and 50s, and the only reason that it's allowed to operate is because it doesn't meet modern codes, but it was grandfathered in. And so what he had brought to us, let's say an emergency person came down, a fireman came down with the hope of shutting off the power to the building. Modern code says you have to have one power switch, or you could have up to 4. That building has at least 6. So that fireman could come in, shut down a couple of switches thinking he's killed the power to the building. That is not the case. So we just like to bring it up to modern code and make it safe for everybody. So.
Liability sounds, on the liability side, that sounds like a great idea.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions for Doug? Mr. Frost,
I just
or
think it's
comments?
interesting to note that that building predates electricity, or at least our knowledge of it.
Yeah. Okay. Any other comments or questions?
I'm not gonna say no.
Prehistoric? You weren't there?
I just say I'm not gonna make any comments. That's all.
Okay.
You saying
call.
Kenyon was there?
Roll call, please, quickly.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Froz,
Yes.
Gums,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius.
Caius, yes. Motion
Yes.
passes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug. Item E, resolution authorizing a Kane County Energy Consulting and Management Services contract. A motion by Froz, second,
Ford.
Ford. Mr. Allen?
Yes, sir. So as has been mentioned before, the county is going to be coming into the position where it needs to renegotiate its utility services. This contract will allow for this group to create the RFPs for us, as well as review and help us with our selection of our future services.
Mr. Caius,
Okay, questions? Ms. Bates,
will this include green energy?
in your mic, nice and loud.
Will this include green energy?
Always our hopes per the policy.
Thank you.
As per our established policy.
Yep.
Excellent. Any other questions? Hearing none, seeing none. Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Froz, Gums,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius.
Yes.
Passes.
Item G, resolution authorizing an expenditure for an emergency purchase affidavit for the Government Center Building A boiler repairs. Moved by
Martin.
Martin, second.
Gums will second.
Gums. Mr. Allen?
Yeah, so many of you may or may not know, this building has two boilers that heat us during the winter, and one of the boilers has 36 tubes that are in failure. So this is an emergency unless we don't want heat this winter.
I did bring my jacket, but let's not press it if we don't have to.
Yeah, let's get it fixed and operating properly.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Any questions for Mr. Allen or comments? Yes, this is before it. This is before there was fire.
With water. But as you know, this committee hears many
Into the mic,
things.
please, Mr. Frost.
This committee deals with many things out there at that campus that have to do with poor water, and that will come up later in the meeting. So
Yes, sir.
Just remember this. Thank you.
Oh, with poor water?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Great. Any other comments or questions?
OOR.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's right below it. If anybody wants a tour,
Building we're talking about.
That's right.
yeah, if anybody wants a tour, I'll take you to the boiler room.
I'm
Is,
sorry.
is that the thing shaped like a bomb down there? Yeah, okay, let's fix that thing. Yeah,
Go back to coal.
Well, we got a coal room still,
I know.
so, we can just shovel some coal.
you have to redo the chute or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Let's fill that up. Let's fill that up with solar panels.
Okay.
There we go. Moving along. Any other questions? A roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Froz,
Yes.
Gums,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius.
Yes.
Passes.
Motion passes. Item H, resolution authorizing an expenditure for an emergency purchase affidavit for repair of King County backflow, say that 3 times, backflow preventers.
Gums
Moved
will
by
move.
Gums?
Go.
Second by
Berman, second.
Berman. Mr. Allen?
Yeah, so by law, yearly, we're required to test our RPZs or backflow preventers. 13 of our 29 failed. Obviously, with water concerns right now, this is something that needs to be fixed yesterday.
And it's water, keeping the water where it shouldn't go back.
Yeah, once
into the-
once the water comes in, it doesn't get to flow
Doesn't go
back
back
out.
to the-
Yeah, hence
Okay.
backflow.
All righty. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Froz, Gums,
Gums, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius.
Yes.
Passes.
Motion passes. Section 6. This is IT, information technology. A resolution authorizing extension of contract for audiovisual services, equipment, maintenance, and repair. Moved by
Berman,
Davis.
Froz, second by Berman. This would be IT, Mr. Fonstock, Director.
So Yeah, you have a resolution in front of you for an extension of an agreement with Midwest Computer Products. We had a 2-year contract that was awarded as a result of an RFP. That contract concludes, and we're asking for the 2-year extension. We're satisfied with the work that Midwest Computer Products is doing. They've been helping us with camera, audio, visual, microphones throughout the county, in the courts and in this room and anywhere else that we ask. For this 2-year extension, we're asking for an amount not to exceed $150,000 per year, and that is a not to exceed amount within the IT budget, and we're recommending approval.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Fonstock? Don't hear anything. Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Frost,
Yes.
Gums,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Caius.
Caius, yes.
Approved.
Motion passes. Anything Mill Creek SSA, item 7.
I have nothing earth shattering right now.
Good. Vehicles, 8. A resolution approving a purchase of 2022 tandem axle truck cab and chassis for Kane County Division of Transportation. Can we take these as one, or is
I think you could, yes.
hearing no, because Mr. Shepro on?
I can speak to it.
Okay, why don't you speak to both of them?
Bill Edwards, our fleet manager, is here today, but yeah, these are routine replacements. They try and replace the trucks on a 13 to 15-year basis, and got good trade-in values on the old trucks. So these are the cab and chassis, and later on, there'll be a package come through for the equipment that will be mounted on the cab and chassis.
Can I have a motion for both item A and B?
Braz moves.
Berman,
Roz?
second.
Second was
Berman.
Berman. Any questions for Bill? That's who's behind the mask back there, right? Okay. Or Mr. Frost, Chairman of Transportation Committee.
Nothing.
Okay, hearing none, seeing none. Roll call, please. For items A and B.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Frost,
Yes.
Gums,
Comes yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Caius.
Caius, yes.
They both pass.
Motions pass. I believe we dealt with construction under,
I do have one item to say,
oh, okay.
if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
If many of you have noticed, the building a water filling stations projects are complete, so please feel free to fill your bottles in the hallways.
Save that plastic.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd
Madam
like
Bates.
I'd like to thank Mr. Allen for making sure that we got those water filling stations, because it's going to save a lot of plastic bottles. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thanks for it was a quick turnaround. Thank you. New business, item A, Sheriff's multipurpose building reimbursement costs. I think I see Ed Kadich back there. You want to speak to this?
I can speak to it before we
you wanna
give Ed
speak
the
first
floor.
and then- Okay, sure.
Blair, can you bring up that spreadsheet in case anybody has any questions? Thank you, sir. So what occurred here, similar to the X-ray machine, is that the sheriff was carrying costs on some needed items that were value engineered and some other peripherals. And this is our opportunity to make the sheriff whole again.
Okay, that was nice and short and sweet. Any other comments, Mr.?
I can answer any questions, but Chris.
Okay, yeah, okay, you're here for questions. Great. Thanks, Ed. So then, motion, or no, actually, we're just here to discuss it, right? This, if there's any questions about anything on this short list?
Yeah, this transfer per finance can be handled as an internal transfer, and that's the way it'll proceed.
Okay,
I don't know if I need a consensus to do it, but
I don't know how it's,
no, just do it. Okay.
well,
Just got it.
I'm saying I'm not sure. I'm assuming that's the case, but
This would be
Well,
consensus unless nobody objects.
consensus, yeah.
Okay.
Or Fonstock may have, or Mr. Yeah, our finance may have some question about that, but other than that, I'm good with it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. The Item B, resolution. This is a resolution approving a contract for a water operator for the Judicial Center campus with Schaefer and Roland of Geneva, Illinois. And we have Jody Wolnick here to address. Actually, I'll take a motion first and a second.
Raz moves.
Froz and Ford. Okay,
If Can I lead in, Jody?
Yep.
Can I lead in for you? So this again is another required service that the county needs, and come to find out, amongst many other alarming discoveries, we've never had. So we went out to get it.
Thanks,
Thank-
Chris. Yesterday morning at 10 o'clock, I did send out the scope of services and fee schedule for this. It was not included in your packet. The total amount of the contract would be $21,800. Schaefer and Roland will be providing 2 years worth of flushing and coliform testing at our water system out at the Judicial Center site, as well as providing engineering services to look at the mechanicals as related to the water quality out there. We intend to do a first initial study. They are out there this morning actually doing the water flushing, and we'll be pulling tests for both hardness and iron. We will be identifying the treatment systems that are in place out there, as well as potential options, and we'll bring that back to this committee for evaluation.
and this is an improvement of the effect that it will have on equipment and safety.
That is correct. The water flushing and coliform testing is related to the safety of the drinking water out there, as well as the water management plan requirements. And the second portion of their contract will be related to the water chemistry portion, which is the hardness and iron and how it's impacting our mechanicals out on that campus.
Okay, dual purpose then. Okay. Any other, you have comments or questions for Ms. Wolnick? Hearing none, seeing none. Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Froz,
Yes.
Gums, Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
passes.
Great.
Gums
Let's
was a
start.
yes on that. Sorry about my connection.
Thank you.
I have
Gums.
another announcement and new
And
business.
then, yeah, just one other announcement under new business from you, Mr. Allen.
Yes, under the leadership of Madam Chair, the county is going to be hosting a float for the upcoming St. Charles Parade on the 27th. So we've had one drop-off date for any donations. The next one is November 10th from 12 to 4 out at the building management site. We're putting together volunteers to build the float, and that will be Saturday, November 13th from 9 a.m. to 12, and Saturday, November 20th from 9 to 12 as well. And the parade is again the 27th at 5:30.
What's the location?
Of the parade,
No, the building of the float.
that'd be 37 West 699 Illinois, right, 38, the new building management site.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah, I know.
Multi-purpose building.
I just want to get it out there so everybody.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir.
that's perfectly. You always ask questions that you know the answer to.
I didn't know who else didn't know the answer.
Man's got a future as a lawyer.
Yes. Oh, boy.
If-
Okay, that's all new business unless
If I-
there's some,
If I may,
something.
just as an update to that,
Okay.
apparently there's 12 walkers that are allowed, but people are allowed to be on the float itself to be pulled. And for those individuals who cannot walk, obviously, we'll make sure that we accommodate them, whether they're in the truck or they're on the cab or on the float part trailer.
Didn't Mr. Kenyon throw on bales of hay for us to sit on or something like that?
He's going to bring a
Straw.
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 Hey.
It's much more comfortable. It's more comfortable. Okay. That it, Mr. Allen?
Under new business, yes.
Okay, old business 11, discussion, King County Building Management Staffing Assessment Report.
Yes, as many of you remember, we did the work to have that staffing assessment done on building management, and we walked it in that day of the admin committee, and this is just getting it on record and memorializing it.
Okay, so it's on record. Thank you. May I have a motion and a second to put reports on file? Martin moved.
Davis moves. Or second.
Davis will second. Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Froz,
Yes.
Gums,
Yes.
Thank you. Martin?
Yes.
Caius?
Caius, yes.
Passes.
Motion passes. Item 14, adjournment. Motion.
Farmer Canyon.
I'm not a- I can't
Furman,
put
I'm sorry,
half
for
of
Kenyon. Yeah,
my
okay, I
hand
see what you said.
before we adjourn.
I think that's Davison Ford.
Mr. Ford.
Davison Ford.
Sorry, Mike.
All in favor? Aye.